Hmm. Good morning. Well, shit, I can't say morning. My usual habits today have been thrown aside a little bit, hence the 1 p.m. instead of the 11 a.m., but that's okay. I hope everybody has been enjoying their weekend. We're going to play a pretty well-received game. Physical sense sensitive. Interesting. And we get bonus abilities. I just gotta say, like, while I was kind of just sitting down, taking a drink, I was just admiring this fucking splash screen. This is beautiful. And just such a really nice title music as well. Just I mean, I'm not super musically literate, but it's kind of like got a sad tone to it, but also still kind of being a bit of a higher note. I actually don't know like really anything about this game aside from I mean, like most RPGs, something bad's happening with society. So like we'll see. I've tried to actually avoid as much of this game as possible. I've only seen like one or two moments of it, and they were very specific and nitpicked. What's up, Sigurd? How you doing? Yo, I'm just talking because like this title screen is just wonderful to look at, and I'm just like kind of going through a little loud. Just like what I'm like my first impressions are from it. Wonderful. I'm glad. I'm hopefully gonna destroy my vocal cords today doing as many voices as I can. It's been a very long time since I've actually gotten to, I mean, maybe not flex, but stretch the different voices I can do, because I've noticed in like past months that I haven't done as much as I could. So hopefully I'll be able to kind of get goofy voices back up and running. So, all right, let's create our own. Let's take a look at all the abilities, because I remember the skill system being, oh, is it really just be interesting? So this is obviously intelligence. This is your charisma, strength, dexterity. Pretty straightforward. And I have, how many? This looks like 9 points? No, 8 points. 8 points to spend between everybody. So, well, I would consider myself a dex scrub, but I actually kind of want to do more. Yeah, I've heard plenty of good things about this game. And I'm glad to see you back, superstar. I know my streaming schedule is now more, lopsided toward the weekend. Melancholy is okay. It's, if as long as it's trying to approach things in a mature fashion, like I can definitely dial back on my goofiness to kind of appreciate these things. I mean, that's kind of the mindset that I have when I'm going to be going into this, that this is going to be trying to tackle something in a, intelligent and well-written way. And I'm hoping that I can kind of, I mostly kind of just show my goofier self for stream, because I mean, what the fuck, you know, nobody's, let's be real, nobody's coming here for my voice to listen to me, you know, read a fucking dictionary. It's not that beautiful of a voice, especially with how inconsistent it is. But I can definitely appreciate and sometimes have like maybe poetic notes. So I'm hoping that it'll be good. I want something to make me think. It's not many games nowadays really make me do that. So I'm thinking this. I think I will have a better time if I have like a real fucking, what is the max stat? 6 is the max stat. Finish Divinity originally. Divinity 2 is a really great follow-up to Divinity 1. Divinity 1 was it had a lot of very experimental like at least in how they felt gameplay wise, experimental aspects to it. Divinity 2 slammed it home. I love how playing the battlefield with like just the elemental effects is in Divinity 2. Like you can, and it's really responsive. Divinity 1, like a lot of things were like, yeah, you could throw oil down, light it on fire, and then you could throw poison and it would have like detonated again. But in Divinity 2, like it punched with how much how they interact with each other. And the fact that you can curse different grounds and have like all these combined effects is really cool. And what's up, Rura? I'm just getting my voice ready. Honestly, I've been talking for about 7 minutes. So yeah, we have Thinker. I kind of want to see what they recommend for these different extremely intelligent. So it considers extreme at 5. 5 is kind of like, yeah, we want you. This is what we consider like incredibly smart. So if I were to actually break the mold and make my guy a 6, yeah, he's literally a genius in that aspect. Divinity 2, I think had it's really good through and through. I don't think there was a single moment of Divinity 2 that I really didn't like. A genius, but what? Yeah, at what cost, right? You'll finish. You're still making progress. It is, even if I have to keep poking and prodding you. But yeah, I think this is what I want to run with, because I don't know what to really expect from the game. If I just go full intelligence and charisma on the game, I don't know how screwed I am going to be if there's actually like forced combat, for example. I don't even know what type of combat this game has. I know it has a ton of RPG elements, and it has the different mental faculties of your character are actually alter egos and personalities talking to you and amongst each other. But like, you know, there's probably still standard RPG elements to it. So I think having something, stealth wise will probably well round me. But obviously if somebody gets into a fist fight with me, I'm going to go down like a book nerd would. All right. I think I've babbled on a lot enough, and I want to get this rolling. Yes, I'm going to try. It's going to take me some time to get into different voices. Oh, geez. All right, so I have even more. Select your signature skill. That'll give you a +1 bonus. Additionally, the learning cap for every skill of the same type will be raised by 1. Logic. Wield raw intellectual power. Deduce the world. Call upon your knowledge. Produce fascinating trivia. Rhetoric. Practice the art of persuasion. Enjoy rigorous intellectual discussion. Perfect. Okay. Drama. Play the actor. Lie and detect lies. Conceptualization, understand creativity, see art in the world. Visual calculus, reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Hold yourself together, keep your morale up. For volition. Inland empire, hunches and guts feelings, dreams in waking life. Empathy, understand others, work your mirror neurons. Authority, intimidate the public, assert yourself. Interesting. Spirit decor, connect station 41, understand cop culture. Interesting. So some of these are very specific skill sets. Like literally a skill for cop culture. Suggestion. Charm men and women. Play the puppet master. And yeah, endurance. Take blows. Don't let the world kill you. Pain threshold. Shrug off the pain. They'll have to hurt you more. This art, though, on these signature skill screens are really weird, but also kind of cool. Electrochemistry. Go to Party Planet. Love and be loved by drugs. Shivers. Raise the hair on your neck. Tune into the city. So this one's kind of like your sixth sense to, you know, bad things happening, I could guess. Half-light. Let the body take control. Threaten people. So kind of like a rage. Disco ball. I don't know. This game, I don't know if it has anything to do with discos. Hand-eye coordination. Ready, aim, fire. Perception. See, hear, and smell everything. Let no detail go unnoticed. Oh, that's a part of your motor skill. Okay. Reaction speed. Quickest to react, an untouchable man. Savior faire. Savoir faire? What? Sneak under the noses, stun with immense panache. Interfacing. Master machines, pick locks and pockets. Composure. Straighten your back, keep your poker face. And I only get one. Oh no, do I get... Select the marked as a signature skill. I'm thinking rhetoric. And my reasoning and thought behind this, and this is based on the description that it's giving me. Hello, how you doing? Is that Mame Lords? Instead of a, or sorry, Mame Lard. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is pretty much about as blind of a playthrough as it can get. I have seen like 2 scenes from this game. One which was a shitpost scene where like you nod your head with your partner until you kill yourself or something. Like that's and something about gardening gloves coming up in dialogue. That's literally the only 2 things that I know about this game. Everything else is completely like, I know that it has this the psyche aspect of it where you have all these representations of your skills. I think I've got a pretty clean slate for it. But for rhetoric, I think persuading people will probably be one of the best options for a signature skill, just because that, to me, in a simplistic fashion, would be the most widely used or available. So let's rock. Oh yeah. Fears are at home in the mirror, and it is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Never ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
Yeah, never ever ever, baby. Simply keep on non-existing.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Wait, can we step back a second? What was that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a pool of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
The meat thing? Ooh. No. Hold up. What was that about the X what?
Ex-love. Ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Stay. Sail with me through the abyss of pelagic zone.
Alonzi, never let me go. Or... No. I want to get off now. I like pain and burning light and wanting things from people who don't want to give them to me.
Do you really?
I do. Let me off.
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself marinating? Poured so much over yourself. Got a bit carried away, did we, Chef?
Did we, Chef? What do you mean, poured over yourself? Inland Empire, easy success. Fear and apprehension. Actually, fear and apprehension. You should ask, what's out there first? Wait, did this to myself? Tell me, what's waiting for me? I don't care, I'm a brave idiot. But I did this to myself?
Yes, your one disco mother.
Your one disco mother. Your one disco mother. Tell me, what's waiting for me?
There's this giant ball there, in evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball.
It's all evil apes duking it out on a giant ball. It can be a disco ball. Yeah, I think it would be a great disco ball. Also, you guys are on the wrong side of the screen for chat. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna move you here for the moment, just so it's not overlapping with dialogue. There. Yeah, I'll change it when I have... Hello, Shanto. How you doing? Alright. How big is the ball?
Can't even make out it's a ball when you're juking it out. It's that large.
And then how small are the apes?
Infinitesimally small.
And this duking it out I keep hearing about. What's that?
Vying for resources is a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose.
Oh, you lose. I'm gonna be trying to mimic all these voices just so I can kind of get back into making them. And thank you. I have a wildly inconsistent voice, so this is a technique that I know that helps me out a lot. Is when I can't hear my voice, I tend to get higher pitched because my headphones stop me. It's a weird, I guess, psychological thing. So I actually have like one ear half uncovered that lets me kind of dial the voice back and kind of keep it lower. Because normally I kind of get higher up here and like, you know, start talking louder because what the heck, I need to compensate. But that's sad.
Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago.
And what do you mean by drowned?
You're lost.
You're lost. Ooh. Encyclopedia. Medium success. The sound outside. You recognize it. It's a Kupri Kinema motor carriage. Open your eyes. Oh, this poor sod. Ooh, that face down in the lower left. Damn, dude. Alright, so controls. WASD kind of gives me tank controls. I can put on pants. But yes, well, I guess get ready to mimic a lot because I heard they couldn't afford that much voice acting. This was their first game, so everyone has like 2 lines. Ooh, good to know. Having to... You'd actually be surprised. 2 lines of dialogue, depending on their inflections, can help me a lot. Because I can kind of hit similar notes with it. But that's okay. I like reading dialogue. It's just I know I don't have the vocal stamina to do it all day long. But then yes, I also did read the news that they were going to come with full voice acting, and that sounds hype as shit. Because this game, from what I understand, would do wonderful with it. Disco ass blazer, dude. Alright, let's talk to myself. Perception, hearing. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. Fish them out. It says, whirling in rags on the aluminum key ring. There's a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. Thank you. Ooh. Alright, let's take a look at my inventory. Kind of bonuses from items. I have a bonus to my pop culture and one to my electrochemistry, the drug thing. But they... the trousers aren't good for being sneaky, and I guess they are dress pants after all. Ooh. Let's see what's up with this bottle. Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red is empty. And judging by how I'm holding my head, it's probably somewhere in my bowels. Empty cassette case. Alright. Looks like someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. This reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. So, if I hold right-click... hey, shoes. Or, well, a single shoe. Green shoe. Left foot. Alright. Right-click seems to be like my kind of investigative mode because I can interact. It shows things that I can interact with. Ceiling fan. This fan has 2 chain pole switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. Inland Empire. Or has it been consigned there as punishment? You feel as though this creature is your friend and wants to reattach itself to your neck, so that you may continue your adventures together in this strange world. Savoir faire. 2. Even chance. Or I can just pull on the fan. The blade comes squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to grab and reach the tie now. Can't be sneaky in bell bottoms. You would be right. Ooh, what's the... I want to blind myself. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. Turn it off. Yeah, I had a feeling. Alright. +3. The fan is turned off. Okay, so it adds circumstantial bonuses to different checks in this case. Medium. Success. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. Warning, warning, the necktie is no longer contained. Horrific necktie. Ceiling fan. What you have in your hand is a fantastically colorful tie, with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. Oddly specific. Logic. If it's your friend, why is it up there? Who ties their friend to a ceiling? Maybe this thing is dangerous somehow. An ominous, foreboding feeling fills you as you look at the tie. Can I put the tie on? Oh, it is already on. And it gives me a bonus type or to my my Inland Empire. Alright. Let's see. Let's head to the bathroom and let's try to sort ourselves out. See, bottles in the bathtub, wine, beer, and sweet liqueurs. White satin shirt. +1 conceptualization, -1 suggestion. Let's look in the mirror and see who this poor sod is. Mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped off half the faucet. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. Wipe the mirror. As you slowly reach your hand toward the surface of the mirror. Abort! You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you'll see there, and you will never unbecome it. I don't care. Still wipe the mirror. Behold. Look at that mug. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Of course I do. It's some kind of a superstar. I think I'm a superstar. This guy's my... No, this is the face of a late-stage alcoholic. Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis in your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? I'm not making it. The face is making it itself. Please, stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. No. Love it. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You've worn that grin on your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? Ooh, a lot of options. I think it's supposed to look suggestive. Hey, know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta have that little bit of you push your eyebrows up. You go, hey. You gotta have that, you know, half smile, tilt of the head, right? This man looks like he's trying to fuck you. Wait, hold up. But let's actually read my options, insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off, too, in a sad has-been kind of way. There is some charm to it. I can definitely see the last one, an expression of pain, somebody trying to hide something through a smile, but let's do the has-been. There might have been 10 years ago. It's a little more than a cadaverous spasm now. Encyclopedia, formidable. 13. Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression. So, oh, sorry. It's titled The Expression. On electrochemistry, attempt to stop the expression from happening. Why not? Failure. Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. And that's all you know. Let it be for now. What's this? Okay. Broken window. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows out. Visual calculus. Assess the damage. Easy. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from inside. Did I break it with my own hands? A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it's recent. What did this then? More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. Wait, what am I doing? Something you've done before. Assess the size of the impact. It's too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough, if thrown with force. Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. Maybe it wasn't me. No, I know it was me. All the alcohol around. I should go and get that shoe. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up in the cold. Alright. So to the door then, as I hobble, head clasped in a hand. Oh, and I've gotten over it already. I missed it. Was it 52? Was it? Did it say 52 centigrade or was it Fahrenheit? Oh no, Morova 20 degrees. Oh no, centigrade. Partial cloud cover. It's the weather. So some kind of like La Parba? Is this French? Sigurd, maybe you know. Is this game like based in Europe then? Like, or will I learn more of like a regional dialect as I continue on? Something on the table. No idea. Fair enough. 40 cents. All right. Oh wait, there's the worm. Some French words are mixed in. Yeah, okay. I mean, I took a little bit of French, so I should hopefully not butcher that terribly, but, you know, we'll see. Oh wait, hold up. I have an option to interact with myself. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Oh, interesting, interesting. Push less. I keep destroying my dexterity with this. But yeah, I'm not really knowledgeable on a lot of the specifics of that time period, so this will be very interesting to learn about. Even if it's, you know, kind of through the medium of a game that's based on rather than actual of. Task complete. Find your other shoe. Composure. There they both are. Two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet. Conceptualization. Like two baby crocodiles. How do they fit? Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told. It's Monday, my dudes. That's so sad. Interesting. Seems like your green stick is missing its partner. Yep. Okay. So that's the journal. Can I pull up? I can pull up the map. I can pull up the inventory with keys. I haven't been experimenting too much with smashing keys everywhere. Let's see what date it is. Oh. Calendar says it's March. The year is 51. Alright.
Hello, officer.
Oh, hello. Miss Orange Disco Dancer. The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Perception. Easy. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. Officer, my military personnel?
No.
Authority. There's only one solution to this. You're a businessman. How about no? I'm not going to listen to the authority in me. Why'd you call me officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
I love these options. You sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business was that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Why don't I remember anything? When the right mind would let me be on. Oh my god, I love these options. And then, yeah, I could try to challenge. The expression. Oh no. The expression on her. Oh god. No. No, 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 no. Who in their right mind would let me be the law? You know what? Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else? Could it be because of the drinking? She raises an eyebrow. The cigarette sizzles. I'm gonna leave.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Ah, wonderful. Reaction speed. Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, the need to ask questions. It's like you've said before, or said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes. What if I don't want to ask questions? I have questions for you? What if I don't want to ask questions? You're a cop, Harry. It is unnatural of you to not want to ask questions. Volition, you don't have to. No one is forcing you to be a cop. What would volition be like? Some of these I'll have to pull out something a little later down the line, but reactions, I mean simple ones like reaction speed, I'll try to just speak fast. I'll probably stumble on my words. Wait, I have some questions before you go. Yes? What is it that they have against the police here? What exactly is here? Where am I? Tell me, is it 51 now? Room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night? What have they against police here? The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough, at least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city. Where exactly is here? Where am I? You're in a hostel, sir. No, where are we? Where in the world? We are in Revachol. Encyclopedia, easy. Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation, half a century after a failed world revolution. She is central to our moment in time. Why are you lamowing me? Should that mean something to me? Revachol. I heart New York shirt just plastered on this dude's forehead. Lamowing Detroit. What? Never mind. Should that mean something to me? Sure look like you're from Revachol. Or Revachol? Chol? Parties. Her accent suggests she's not from around here. She's from Orange. Another part of the world. Tell me, is it 51 now? It's 51. What century? The current century. And what's that? The number. Centuries don't have numbers. They have names, and this is the current one. How many centuries have there been, then? Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir. She grins. What's so funny? You're right. Her expression turns serious. There's nothing funny about civilization. Damn, dude. Fucking mood. Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night? There was the usual ruckus. She shrugs. Loud disco music. Did I have any visitors? Couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. She nods toward room number 3. Loud disco music? Oh yes, various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations, prime among them. She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you. Oh, that. Yeah, woo. The less said about OO, the better. OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, she sings, but we go on. Yeah, we go on all right. Nothing funny about society. Society! Mostly just gets hard, doesn't it? It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace. What happened? A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music, on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it. Was I singing to this? Show her the empty case of the smallest church in St. Sains? Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the saddest, or smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that, and also... What else? That it doesn't matter anymore. And that we were alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. This poor lady listening to you. Yeah, right? I'm surprised she even gets any sleep if she can hear it that well through 2 rooms. I'm sorry. Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't bother me. Oh, well, I mean, that's not too bad. Then what happened? Then you started screaming and trashed the place. Right? Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted? No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. If I had to guess, she's probably the kind of person that would know what that's like, or what it sounds like, at least. A window was smashed, the tape player probably. The song stopped, and furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming, then I think you passed out. Was there anything else? There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. She nods. And that was it. All right, you're free to go.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. Can I interact with this door? Nope. I can knock on her door probably, but I'm not going to harass her. I don't think I have any more questions for her. This is the weekend edition of the satirical paper Triomphe de la Monde. Ooh boy, I'm already feeling it in my throat. Just a little bit, like in that. Oh, hello. This is where the lyrics would be. Big ol' karaoke mic, just waiting for someone to sing into it. No, go ahead. If it's like a non-spoiler, like you wouldn't find this out until you're like the game is just like, oh yeah, by the way, didn't you know this thing? Yeah, go for it. But if it's something I'll learn eventually through just natural means, like I can keep it hidden. Speakers connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static. Wait. You should totally sing karaoke here. The first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know of your vast oceanic soul. My soul is modest. Puny. Is obscured by the hangover. Oh, God. My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover. Of course. At this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people. Yep, I already noticed that a little bit. Like, I clicked it when I went on the balcony, it said I could smell, like, the sea air. So that's good to know that that's going to be a very consistent thing. What should I sing when it comes to it? You should sing the sad, small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. I was thinking maybe I could sing something happy, like, from the ostentatious orchestrations, folks. Or, of course, they really get a gauge of my soul on that one. Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic, small church song. Who's laughing now? No one. Wow, buzzkill. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed. Finish thought. Summer door closed for the winter. Hello. Gart, or Garte, I don't know, the cafeteria manager. A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Empathy. Easy. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now, he's purposely ignoring you. Something tells me you don't like me.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
A real hero cop. Logic. Easy. Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this? So not only am I a cop, but I'm also a hero. You're being sarcastic.
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
Take the body, like the bodyguard? Oh God. You got it. Let me know if it's too much or too little. Oh my God, I did all of those things?
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here.
What have I been doing then? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. Not always here.
He looks down again and keeps plucking at the bird. Look at the stuffed bird. A competent work of taxidermy, the white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that it was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. Encyclopedia, medium success. This is a great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of Insulindia Isola, the part of the world you're in right now. Something about it makes you feel bitter. What if we were in chatter, actually, the inner voices of me? Then it would be par for the course. Can I help you with that?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors, where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy? He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead. I think he doesn't want to talk to me, so I'll leave him alone for the time being. But yeah, good on the in-game voices. I wasn't keeping an eye on the volume peaking on my desktop. I can adjust it a little more if you would like. I have it, looks like, at about 60%. So I can put it up to 70 and then knock it down like a notch. Or maybe even 80. Excuse me. Let's see. No Safed. +1 health. Notch higher. Alright, so how about this? So I'll put it up to about here. Put that down 1 notch. So I gave you about 80% of my desktop volume, and hopefully that'll come through nicely. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. Should I? Yeah, let's go. The door is bolted. The sign reads, "Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. Oh, I can double click for running. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Well, shit. I guess we're eating Monday, everyone. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. So if I do... Yep, I sprint. Okay. That's good to know. The sign reads, Mess Hall, reserved for union members. Doors open, 1600. Alright, I know who you are. You're my nerd. You're my partner. That much I know. Kim Kitsuragi, a bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket, is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. And his portrait always just kind of gives me that kind of like a nasally look. So let's see what the actual in-game character sounds like. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. Spirit Decor. If an assault were launched on the building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. Are you sure of this? You're sure of this, but why? Hold on. Who is he to me? He's your half-brother. Shake his hand.
Hello. I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
He kind of has a little bit of a nasally, but he's got a thick accent, or well, fairly thick, so that's going to be kind of rough for me. You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize. I also know that if I fail this check, like, I'm gonna name myself something really stupid. But I'll be honest, I don't remember my name.
Okay then.
He processes the information, then disregards it.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Have you had time to talk to the manager here? What he means is he's been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you've been otherwise occupied. You mean him? Nod toward the cafeteria manager. Yeah, I just talked to him. No, haven't. Must be some kind of misunderstanding. You're taking me for someone else.
Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right?
I understand the scene is out back, right? Can I, like, re-listen? I kind of wish I could re-listen to audio, because I would like to try to mimic that a little bit better.
It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police, I'm aware. Oh, God. I haven't.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Well, then, because I don't want to, like, accent, because I have, like, Russian accent that they can do. I don't want it to bleed too much into that, because it's clearly not. I don't really know exactly where that accent is from. Like, it kind of reminds me of, like, an Japanese speaker learning English, but it's a bit more clear than that. Like, he was learning it from a younger age. I'll try. Because he's the sidekick, I'm pretty sure most of his dialogue is going to be voiced anyways.
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Completely. No.
So the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police? Oh, I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back. He points at your jacket. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I suppose you could have been impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it, but for now, I am going to set those possibilities aside. I am not from the Inspectorate General. Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things. You mean internal affairs? Yes, but I am not them. I'm from criminal investigation. These insignia, these white rectangles, you mean, point to your sleeve? Yes. But they're just white excuse me. But they're just white rectangles. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Rivocho West. I would ask you step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. But shouldn't I have a badge or something? And check your pockets. You mean you don't have a badge? It was not on me when I woke up. Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible, but getting the body down should still take precedence. But I can't remember anything. He looks at you for a moment in silence. I can see you drank last night, and the night before, and that you are still drunk now, but I have seen officers go through much worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby, but as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern. Alright, let's rock. After you, officer. Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by clicking on him. Easy. Inspect this. Lady, you're not that. This royal pinball machine is unplugged. Damn shame. Hello.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello, sweetie. All the party member. Oh, yeah. The elderly woman turns to you with a smile. Reaction speed. Wait, who's sweetie? Does that mean... this is good. I love all this, like, dialogue, especially from, like, the reaction side or the dexterity side of things. Wonderful. Who's sweetie?
Why? You are, officer.
I'm no sweetie. Look at me.
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw, and that silly dimple on your chin.
Stupid dimples brought me suffering. What? I don't want to talk about the dimple anymore. Not the dimple. Thanks, I appreciate it.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Her eyes glitter over the rim or the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. You seem to be in a chair. Nice, dude. Yeah, she's got wheels. Oh, God. I'm gonna have a hard time keeping my fucking self just not laughing at shit like that. How would you like to... I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing or anything. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed, like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. I drank so hard, I forgot literally everything. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Sorry. Oh my. It takes a moment to process. You know where you are, right? The Rivachon on Insolent. Currently some CD hotel, war zone, edge of the world, dead. We're dead. Oh man. The Whirling in Rags cafeteria, it was on my keys. That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? In Rayvichol? Hopefully? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Rayvichol. Rayvichol is the disgraced capital of the world, something like that. Honestly, I didn't know diddly squat. What kind of place is this? Oh, man. Let's do Rayvichol is the disgraced capital of the world. Something like that. Yes, great. See, we're getting somewhere. What else do you know about our city of splendor? Tattered as she may be. Honestly, I don't know diddly squat about Rayvichol. What kind of place is this? Her gray eyes widen. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. The city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, right? It's a bad year in my late 40s or 50s. I don't know how old I am. She said, oh god, spring of 51. I don't know about that. Spring of 51. King Green Ape Pen. Okay. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded. Composure. Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Holy shit, that's some scroll back. Hello? Okay, Jesus Christ. I can tell you that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Well, some kind of democracy? I'd like to think it's the dictatorship of the proletariat, but something tells me it's not. Our leaders are fierce warriors who traverse the plains on steeds. Civilization cowers before us. Or governed by intelligent machines that perform calculations to determine the freest market. Not freest, freest market. Although I'm sure he probably intends to pronounce it freest, but that's freest. Everyone hustles and grinds like a badass visionary. Radios are being used to control people's minds and distort our perception of reality, concealing our true masters, foreigners, and women. Cop. We're living under the cop regime. Wow, these are some options. Fuck if I know. I'm gonna say some kind of democracy because that seems like the easy cop out. No, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is, she thinks, market-driven. So all of those answers were wrong? Interesting. Rhetoric, meaning buying is voting. If there's no government, how come there are cops? I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed. Like, goddamn, man, I wanted the fucking communist revolution to hit this place, but no. No government? How come there are cops? Oh dear. She shakes her head, suddenly very worried. And you were doing so well. There aren't many cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. So, how'd I do? You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does seem like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places, remembering reality, in a word. It's very odd. A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so wouldn't worry too much about it. Volition. She means this sincerely. Worrying won't do you any good. Did I, Zerf? Poor Kim is just like, oh shit, I have this amnesiac. What is the revolution you mentioned? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. But I'm a cop. Never stop me. What does that have to do with there not being any cops? It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. Empathy. I'm just a poor woman, she thinks. What do I know of these things, and how can I help you? Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? Maybe you should ask. She returns to the lieutenant. No. He looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I am a detective. Of course. She turns to you. Then I don't know. Someone rich maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. You seem to be in a chair. No, alright. I gotta get going now. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. She gives you a small wave. Adorable. What a sweet lady. Oh, she gave me a pen. What does that do? King Green Ape pen. Funny looking. Pen with a green ape on one end. Excuse me. I'm having a soda to go along with this to help a little bit with hydration. It does match my shoes, actually. Shit, you're right. So I've been trying not to burp directly into the microphone. The ape has closed its eyes, a kind of expression adorning its face. It seems to be meditating. Alright. So Kim Katsuragi wants me to talk to this gentleman here. Man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant. I like this music too, though. Yeah, it's really nice.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
It's just a hard vibe, and I really appreciate it. I think it's really it helps a lot with this kind of just beginning area, because you're just kind of confused, and it's just there to help kind of ride you along with it.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
He looks to you, realizing he still doesn't know your name. The Harbinger of Ruin. I'm currently between names. Say nothing.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. It's like when you've left your band, but you haven't decided on a solo artist name yet. Kim is about to say something, let him.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What? With Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's like... I kind of see what you're saying with that. The reminding you waiting near a train station on a rainy day. Yeah, like I can see like if you just stuck that picture with this music right in front of somebody's face, they'd be like, perfect. To like just about anybody.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective?
Oh boy. He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. Right then. Questions. I got this. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Rhetoric. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use the more sinister ones, not vice versa. Where exactly is the body? Alright, so I've got, where is it? Who killed him? Why did Sylvie go away? Are you the bartender? You know, I actually can't think of a single thing. Alright. Where exactly is the body? Behind the building, there's a courtyard. I feel like I need to have like voice clips of these different people in my ear just so I can kind of like retune. Cause like the best way I can compare it is like I'm an instrument that I can tune very quickly if I have something, but I quickly lose it. Like it just leaves. It just goes away really fast. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on a tree there. And how do we get there from then? That's easy. I love this. This is so good. It's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. First you exit through there. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. Really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole's big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. Damn, dude. Does he want you to feel guilty of making that hole? It's implied in his voice. Why did Sylvie go away? Oh wait, he already answered this because it's literally just she doesn't work right now. She went away because none of your business. Have they not been telling you you're a cop? Am I not a cop? Everything is my business. Okay. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back, and because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that. The lieutenant opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Thank you, he says. Didn't go well? I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. I need that voice back in my ear, because I've lost it completely. This stuff gets on my nerves. I guess I like to be thorough. Everything has something to do with everything. I don't know. I just went for it. You're right. I probably shouldn't have asked. Wait a minute. Hold up a second. Why did Sylvia go away? She left because he asked for her number and then she felt... Okay, so she left for seemingly irrelevant, or not... I know, irrelevant reasons to the case. I guess I like to be thorough. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. That's all. Kim, let's go. Not so fast. He points to you. You owe me 130 real. No one is saying the multi-pattern necktie you found tied to the ceiling fan can talk. No one must be merely imagination, but horrific necktie. Let's bail! Time to push the eject button. Sounds like responsibility. You don't like those. No, I'm not trying that. What's real? Real? Yeah, I know. I got 40 cents. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real. He pronounces the R with a mock aristocratic accent. Oh, real. Oh. Trivial success on Encyclopedia. The IIR, or Intersolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money. Do you mean... Oh, I understand. You mean I owe you money. Wow! You're a genius! Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real. He points to the red ledger on the counter. Who does that clown think he is? Arrest him! Did I just hear my Thai speak to me twice? What exactly? Oh god, I don't like any of my options at people. I also like that time slowly advances even through conversations, though. I've been noticing that. Did I just hear my Thai speak to me twice? Horrific necktie. No one is saying that. No one is saying the Thai can talk. That would be ludicrous. It's just that you should arrest him. It would be wiser. He wants to take your money. No way. I have duties. I'm a cop. I'm not talking to a tie. Take the tie off. Somehow the knot is stuck so you can't get it off. Lieutenant watches you struggle with it, sweat dripping from your brow. He puts his hand on your shoulder. If you don't have the money, that's okay. None of us are in this for the wages. Authority. That's the cop. That's cop for. I have an offer to pay because I don't have any money either.
What do I owe this place for? I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. He dramatically turns a page in the ledger. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work, so don't try to tell me you didn't. That'll be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Ravachol. That's 40, 60 plus 40 plus 30 equal 130 real. And I'm just going to keep calling it real even if that's not how you pronounce it, so fight me, chat. And yes, rail is still money. But what exactly is money? What are you, a philosopher? Actually, I might be. Ooh, since I woke up, I have trouble remembering even the most basic concepts of reality. Let's go with that one. Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or he peeks into the ledger, or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royale Extra. We use it for everything, really. Interesting. Where do I get it from? Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. He looks at the lieutenant. I'm sorry. I don't think cops take bribes. Some do take recompense. The lieutenant is dead serious. But only to survive. Proceed to show him the coins you found. Is this money? Yes, it is. Count them and give them to him. That's 10 plus 10. 20 equals 40. Now I'm down to 90, right? No, you see, there's a tinge of sadness in his voice. That's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than real. I'm not even gonna take this. Come back when you have 130 real. Quick math. 100 times smaller? But that's horrible. Yes. Okay. Just a sad, okay. He stands silently looking at the coppers on the counter. Conceptualization. Isn't it evil, the order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have? Darkness reigns. I love this. This is just too good. You know what? Why not? It does, doesn't it? There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in his pockets of his orange bomber. So what happens now? He turns to the lieutenant. I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have any money by tonight, then he shrugs. Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Also, what's up, Zilf? At Rura SJ Sound. What? Care to explain that, Zilf? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Lieutenant, I don't remember where my home is. Officer. A pattern of creases appear on his forehead. You really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call him, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now. The man wants to say something, then thinks better of it. Good luck. Gamble 40 rail. Encyclopedia. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank and this place sure isn't it. I really don't remember. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. I don't know. Near? Far away? South, maybe? You really don't know, do you? I don't. Does this mean I'm homeless? South, maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. That's an exchange like in the game. Care to explain this? No. No. I don't feel like it. Fuck everything. Hobo cop. Hold the hell up. No, this is just like accepting your bitter reality with even more bitterness. Could I trace the way back somehow to the exact street, the exact number on a building? You can try, but run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or apartment will appear. What's this? Sort thoughts. Let's rewind. The problem. Temporary research bonus. Factual memory returns. Research time. Internalized. Okay. Literally spend time thinking about it. Run it through your head. Yo, that's really cool, actually. Yeah, let's internalize this problem. Let's see if we can figure out a way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children. Don't worry about it. Go under the great raised motor tract, the 8/81, until you reach Le Domaine Eminent in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down, Maine. No perdition. There's a side alley there, and your footprints in the mud. Alright, I've got a lot of objectives now. Report your badge missing. Inspect the victim's body. Get a reality lowdown. Who made the call reporting the crime? Call Sylvie using Kim's shortwave. Pay for the damages. Ask your station for additional funds. Don't forget to click the orbs around your head. They have surprises. Oh my god, this game is cool looking. Cooper's Kinema. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery bearing in the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle and hasn't had time to cool off yet. Logic. Trivial success. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Cooper Kinema motor carriage. Open the door. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. Pull out the, you know what, I'm gonna try not to go through his shit. Pick up the radio. The frequency tableau lights up and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye, and then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens. That's a description. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static. This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you? Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on. Composure. Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times. Come in, dispatch. Come in, dispatch. Come in, Delta 10. This is Firewalker Copy. Let's just try to keep it simple. Hi, Alice. This is the officer from 41st Precinct speaking. Nice to meet you. This is Officer Alice Dimitri? I wish she actually said that name. I would like to know how it's pronounced. Precinct 57. How may I assist you? A voice replies on the radio. Could you connect me to the 41st Precinct? I have something I need to report. Just a second, officer. She puts you on hold, the static crackling softly like a bonfire. After a while, you hear an old man greet you from the radio. His rattly voice is oddly familiar. 10-2, 10-5, this is 41st, come in, over. Espera de Corps. Medium success. Scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn onto his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped apparatus with an array of wires and antennas. The radio switchboard. Encyclopedia, medium success. The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code. 10-4, station 41. I've got urgent business. Over. 10-4. Message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. Just reporting in. Over. 10-18, state your message, sir. Boy, oh boy, I can sound like a needy bitch. I need to report my badge missing. 10-9, over. My badge, I can't find it anywhere, basically. It's gone. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over. Jean Vicomer. Is it him? A dry voice asked in the background. What does he want? Says he lost his badge and needs to report it. He what? He lost his badge? Say nothing. Gesture. Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think? It's Officer Dick. He tries to speak through laughter. Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity. Encyclopedia, trivial success. Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Authority, trivial success. Defend yourself! Immediately! They're laughing at you! Haha, the officer's lost his badge. Haha, like in the first cup. Fucking. Can we just get a move on? I want to get it reported and be done with it. 10-4. I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over. Fuck me, Mac. Come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge. What's going on? Ooh, that guy. He's bald. He looks tough. What's going on? Super Cop here lost his badge. He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge. Enough of this now. I have other things to discuss. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over. The animated conversation in the back is making it difficult for him to hear you. New heights even for Captain Sober. Ask him. The speaker gasps for air. Ask him if he lost his gun, too. The room roars with laughter. Sergeant Torson wants to know if you lost your gun, too. Over. Half light. Trivial success. Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck, you don't know where it is, do you? Oh, God, it's not here. Oh, God, it's not here. Okay, it's gone. Your gun is most definitely gone. Don't sweat it, Braton. You don't need a gun to have fun. We can still have fun. It's not all over. 10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We're wondering about your gun. Yeah. All right. Let's be dramatic about it. Drama, medium success. Lying over the phone? It's easy. Just say it like it's the truth, and then it becomes it. No, of course I didn't lose my gun. Says he didn't. Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine the poor prick who has to relay the kind of news to the captain. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it, and fast. We have enough. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it. We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. Do you need further assistance? Over. Actually, I fucking lost it, dude. No. I am in dire need of financial assistance. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to grant your request, but... What does he need now? He's asking for money. Is he fucking kidding? I don't think he is. Don't give him that asshole anything. He's just gonna drink it all. Alright. The operator turns back to you. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. Okay, I heard you. No funds. Anything else, sir? 10-10. Transmission completed. Standing by. Over. And a call with the 41st. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out. Static ends with a loud click, and then everything is silent in the cabin. Spirit Decor. 18 kilometers to the south in the 41st Precinct relay booth, a small crowd is gathered around Communication Officer Jules' old boy Pidieu, around a dozen cops. Small room is filled with cigarette smoke, abuzz with laughter when Officer Jade Minot enters. Her left arm is in bandages and her hair trimmed short. What's going on in here? Did something happen? She asks, startled. Jean Vicmer turns to her and says, what happened is my partner made contact, and it's not good. He's lost his badge. He seems confused, delirious even. He stops to reflect. Mac, the torso Torson, is finger-fucking his fist, laughing hoarsely and apparently telling some dirty story to his partner, Chester McLean, near the entrance. Suddenly he interjects, yeah, Mullen was fucked alright. Sounds fucking drunk to me. The tall ginger on the right still has tears of laughter in his eyes. Yeah, Mac's right. This was some gnarly shit there. I mean, before he started begging for money, it was. Jean Vicmer. Satellite Officer Vicmer bites down on his knuckles. Enough! He shouts across the room. The commotion dies down. All eyes turn to him. None of this is funny. It's fucking sad, that's what it is. He's a cop. He's one of us, goddammit. Minot looks down at her neatly polished black shoes. There's a quiet firmness to her voice when she speaks. We must help him. Yeah? How do you fucking plan to do that, huh? Get him off the drink? Go jogging with him in the morning and get him on carrot juice? He is a lost man. I just know we can't give up on him when he's at his weakest. He wouldn't. The crowd in the room has started fidgeting uncomfortably. Someone's trying to slip out unnoticed. Mac, that man in the door. He gestures to Torsion to block the doorway and then turns to Minot. You know what he told me? I don't know. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. Those were his words. He sighs heavily and turns to address the room. This shit does not leave this room. Not a word of this to the captain or anyone else. We'll give him a couple of days to pull his shit together. Old boy lights another cigarette and says, I guess I can hold off on the report for a few days. Good. Vicmer turns to the others. Okay, everyone. Nothing but a prank call here. We all got our laughs. Now back to work. Spirit Decor. Far north, on the other side of the motorway, the officer quietly hunches his hand in the motor carriage. First round with the 41st, and with a character in tier. I can see that, like, just getting so upset that everybody's just ragging on him. He can't, your character can't remember anything, and he's just desperate for help, but he also has a track record of already being a terrible person. So you have this run-down alcoholic that doesn't know he's an alcoholic trying to get help, contending with the fact that literally 3 days ago, everybody was just like, oh yeah, it's that drunk fuck from the 41st. Who gives a shit about him? Like, I don't blame them for giving him shit, but at the same time, it's sad. Give me a moment. I need to run to the bathroom actually really quickly. I went through this entire can as well as half a bottle of water, trying to make sure I don't throw my voice out. So give me one moment and I'll be right back. I'll adjust this real quick too. Because why the fuck would I have? Yeah, you can go right here. I don't care. I'll be right back. All right. Okay. So, so I was needed to call to report missing badge and try to get money, and that didn't happen. So let's check out the toolbox. I'm gonna steal the shit. A metallic drawer slides out from underneath the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized. Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are. Empathy, easy success. He's clearly a little protective of his tools, but what can you do? Work is work. Push it in. I don't need to take all of his stuff. Not yet. Alright. Close the door and leave. Okay. Cool and clear, you should find a tiny piece of plastic in a world as huge as this, but maybe you'll stumble across it down the line. Miracles happen. Someone must know something about your lost firearm, maybe a district authority, like someone high up in the union, or someone local who saw you with it before you passed out. Maybe the absent bartender? Could ask a local pawn shop too. I also have a map as well. Acquire a copy of the city map, so I don't have anything for location yet. Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza? The damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. An ancient fountain. Doesn't pump water anymore, and there's a tree in it. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain have almost washed them off. Yeah, you're gonna have to pardon the annoying motorcyclists that love to shove their part boxes across the road. Oh, I missed you.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a traveler.
Man mutters to himself, accepting the beats as he goes. Conceptualization, medium success. A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From
Keep
another
listening.
planet. Hey there.
He finishes and turns to you. What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
It's Jim, my man. Motions towards the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. What's the jam?
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Upon days. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am?
Yeah, exactly.
He gets me. It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife. How long have you been here?
Feels near forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Empathy, medium success. Behind the laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
So tell me, what do you need?
He's a homeless dude, and I can ask him for money. No, I'm not going to do that. Tell me more about this strike. It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers get a blockade set up, making demands, no way in, no way out. What's the union demanding? Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane and half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on him, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too, like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up, precise demands and so on. Yes. From the Wild Pines. He takes a note. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure. What do you think the company wants? Yeah, they want to keep that money flowing in, my man. He makes a ka-ching sound. Ching. Rhetoric, medium success. He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side, that's for sure. Anything else I should know and conclude? Anything else? He thinks, yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do. All of who? Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. If you still hang around here, waiting for this mess to end, most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk, high, or laid. He smiles awkwardly. Not that I blame him, really. Not you. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag on these days. For the examine life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing. Glances down the road toward the horizon. A glint of something in his eyes. Composure, medium success. He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity to him, as if he's trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior. This is a white trek. You may retry it. Failure. Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter. Man, you look sad. Wait, hold up. My man, I want to know about your soul! Sorry, I had to. Oh, my man, you look sad. What's going on with you? I'm okay, man. Just the jams got me down. The fumes, the chemical rainbows, the tarpaulin stretched on the frames and dull engines off. The man recedes into his daze of words. Empathy. Maybe the full-on direct approach wasn't correct. Damn, it's tricky business looking into someone's eyes and not doing it wrong. Put points into empathy to open this white check. So I can come back to it after I level it up and, progress a little bit. What are you hauling anyway? Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Authority, medium success. Time to arrest him. Rhetoric, relax, he's merely joking. Wicked, I've always wanted a friend in the other world. Okay, but what are you actually hauling? Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. He grins. I've got another haul of FAL and cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that sort of thing. They usually get shipped to Grad or Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Ilmarin market lately. Can I get one of those tracksuits you're hauling? We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Right, I had another question. Oh wait, no, that's your machine behind you? This rockin' beauty? He points to the lorry with his thumb. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Encyclopedia, medium success. A motor lorry, also called a camion or calue, and neighboring islands. Or on Calue and on neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be sort of a FALN rust bucket, maybe the A6. That a FALN A6 you got there? Good eye, my man. Yep, she's an old one, but reliable. Gives the side of a lorry a friendly knock. Me and her spent a long time together. Empathy, medium success. There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry. Right. I had another question. Know anything about the dead man? The one hanging behind the hostel there? Pointing at the yard. He ain't one of us drivers, I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here, keep him busy. Drama, easy success. It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff. Busy? With what? Analyzing the fundamental structure and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs. And your conclusion? A sense of surprise that there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. I'm good for now. Good talk. Don't be a stranger. He gives you a salute with 2 fingers. Friendly chap. Oop, I don't need to be sprinting. Let's explore this little area. Bold slogan, Human Ox covers the truck. Horseback Monument. An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. Who's this? Horseback Monument? A silver plaque on the statue pedestal reads, I am Philippe III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Ravachol, son of Philippe II, the opulent, father of Philippe IV, the insane. Listen, Not a good track record of mental health in that family. What did this king do? Ah, it's a shame. What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago? High above you, the king stands triumphantly, oblivious to your memory trouble. Shame. White tank top. Physical instrument. It's a standard RPG. I can just take random shit. Hello. Pale driver. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. Encyclopedia, medium success. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of winter's night's fires. Oh, sorry, winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your grandma? What? Snap your fingers in front of her face. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions. See if I can't be polite about it first. Pale driver, no response. Wherever this woman is, your words failed to reach her. Snap your fingers in front of her face.
Wait,
Okay. Lieutenant stops you before you can snap.
she's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
Why?
I just told you why.
If you say so. Alright. No, that's fair. Foreign car, kept in good condition. Shit or get off the crapper, assholes. Yeah. What is going on over here? Oh, this looks like this might be the strike. Alright, let's head back the other way, because I might be getting a little too sidetracked, and the time does keep ticking no matter what. What's up, Zilf? What's that face for? Uh-huh. Heap of snow melts in this wheelbarrow. What about you? How you doing, lady?
The RCM in Martinez? What can I help you with?
Sound surprised.
We don't see a lot of police around here. That's all.
I have some questions for you. Computer's not responding. Shame.
Of course. What can I help you with?
We need directions. Of course. Like a French accent for a woman? I'm gonna have a hard time. I'm looking for... Actually, what is up north? Let's ask for just strict directions. That is... Ooh, time is passing. There's a pier. The Cape Side apartments, more tenements. Not a lot, really. I'm just gonna do a normal voice because I can't do an accent and also pitch it. What's in the east? Harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. Don't follow the local politics. She shrugs. Frite store. Frit? Store 2. The south. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. It's on the other side of the canal. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. That got closed down ages ago. In the west? She looks at the water, squinting. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it Martinet Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach. That's fine. Who are you? Me? I'm just the gardener. Cool, and, good to meet... Fucking funny, dude. Cool, what are you doing here? Working. Working on what? I have a green... I want to do a voice, but I don't have a voice to do, so, like, I just need to stop. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. She gestures over her shoulder. I've been trying to get some work done. Empathy, medium success. There's discomfort. She stops mid-sentence. Go on, it's okay. As you probably know, there's a corpse hanging from a tree there. It smells pretty bad, so I have to take breaks. Don't worry, miss. We're here to clean it up. You can get to work soon. Thank you. She smiles politely. My head is about to explode from all the salts I've had to inhale. Right. Of course. I'll hold you, Mac. She wipes her brow with a canary yellow glove. Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with, after all. Sure. Do I borrow her gloves? I'll have to give her... one more thing. Can I borrow your gloves? Sure, keep them. I have another pair. She hands you the rubber gloves with no visible annoyance. Oh, thank you. Alright, let's go deal with the body. Perception, sight. You see a set of tire tracks and the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Why am I looking at this? Top habit. You look at everything. Logic. Isn't this case related, you think? Kinda... Ooh, visual calculus. Reconstruct the movement. Medium success. The tire tracks were left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message, written in the language of burnt rubber. Start, crash, reverse, turn, go. Some of the rubber stuck in the tiles on the right. In the front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. Driver started here. Then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry, according to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again? Authority. Medium success. The hole in this fence doesn't look that huge. Okay, what happened next? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopped before hitting the adjacent pole, or adjacent building. Before heading south, must have been in a hurry. Is this connected to the case? I am not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez. With the jam right here on the roundabout, I could keep them separate. You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there. See where they went, if you find the time. I think I got it. Hey, stop throwing fucking rocks at the dead body, dude.
Kono's got this!
Kono's got this! The boy throwing rocks at the dead body can't be older than 12. Conceptualize, medium success. If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then this is it. He's almost exquisite in his ugliness. Like a gremlin. Maybe even a goblin. Or... no. A leper? No.
Oh yeah, never comfy, Kuno.
Yells the other kid from behind the fence. Hey kid, a word? Police business.
Right in the dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick.
The children ignore you.
Love it in the dick!
Bruh. Perception, sight, easy success. The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body. Stop using slurs at my crime scene. That's not how we do it.
Can't talk, pig! She's coming up strong! Throwing rocks!
electrochemistry, easy success. Shit's coming up strong. That sounds good, joyous. You should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is up about. No.
Yeah, Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Kuno's riding it, see?
He wipes sweat from his brow and sends another rock flying.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not guarding it!
Kim, what should we do?
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
What forces? Rhetoric, medium success. The language these kids are using, pure unfettered id. There will be no reasoning with those creatures. Don't have time for this. Smells like spoiled meat and curdled dairy. A human being decomposes. Perception, sight. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. What kind of boots? Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails all over the yard. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear? Let's try visual calculus. Get an exact count. Maybe more than 12? No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Go over them one by one. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. No. 46. Or no 46. Zilf, I'm reading. I'm just ignoring what you're saying. What's up, Talmeric? Two. Oh, number 46. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Count more. Wait, which is it? You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as is. The cold must have preserved them. Count more. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes, number 44. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of a boot, but number 41. Male or female? Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped. Count the rest. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46, but the imprints are twice as deep as the other. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. However, the right sole is smoother, more worn. Kim Kitsuragi. Elmeni. The lieutenant has been tracking your eye movements. 400 million! 8. It was pretty off then. I counted 20. The same guys are going back and forth. Never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. He points to his glasses. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? Point, light step, number 41, shoe. Could be a kid. Okay, how do you know? Visual calculus. He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait. Just saying, I don't. I had no idea where any of this is coming from. I'm just saying random things while looking at holes in the mud. I have no idea where any of this is coming from. Uses fake tears and runs out of the room as the drama queen he is. How could you ignore me? No, it's fine. Yeah, no, don't worry. You don't need to see much visually, Talmeric. I'm going to be speaking any dialogue or words that are not actually like voice acted. So you could literally just have it on like a minimized window and listen. But I don't know. Understood. Anything else? Point. Heavy one. 200 kilogram imprint. 200? He thinks for a moment. Could it be combined weight of 2 people? One carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be dead man. You might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely, because that would be about 440 pounds, which is, it's far more likely that that kind of person is carrying somebody else. There is the off chance it was an extremely obese person, but if they're dock workers, I doubt that. Maybe, or it could be, the other thought was a giant, but probably likely carrying over. Possibly, yes. The lieutenant marked something down in his notebook. Logic medium success, but why? You're thinking, why did they have to carry him over? Yes. They could have used a makeshift stretcher or marched him up to the gallows. Maybe the victim refused to walk to his own lynching. Maybe the victim wasn't conscious. Our reading of these prints could be wrong. Judging by how the body looks, I'm going to say that he probably was unconscious. No, here is a good point. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see? I'm trying to, like, look at the body, because if he looks stripped, but I guess they could have ripped the clothes off of him in the struggle anyways. But it would make sense that, yeah, why wouldn't they use a stretcher or combine it between two people? An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other. Interesting. Let's name it the odd soul. Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant? Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. He thinks for a second. Or maybe a drummer. Empathy, medium success. He regrets it the moment he says it. So one of the people. Don't say anything, just nod. I don't know why I said that. We're not looking for a drummer. We're looking for a group of dock workers. He raises his index finger. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver will wear out his right sole before the left. The accelerator is on the right. Okay. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? Yes, prudent. I'm not sure I don't want to check. Yeah, we can. Alright. The lieutenant writes the information down in his notebook, then reverts the tracks to the mud. How old do you think these tracks are? Kim, a week maybe. 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, he who reported the hanging. It is not impossible. How do you know? I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Ravacho, 7 days below freezing. The days before the day of his hanging was the last warm day. What do you think happened here? What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to a tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around the tree, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching. Visual calculus. Indeed, they're all stood in a row here, looking at the tree. Logic, medium success. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy. Volition, medium success. Isn't it strange to have your assumptions confirmed like this? This is what someone whispering suggestions in your ear would like you to feel. We should withhold being content. The lieutenant is saying something, but you can't hear it. Suddenly, it seems like your tie is alive again, whispering, no, screaming into your ear. What? Withhold being content? What are you? Mild to moderately disabled? That doesn't feel like something you should do. Live a little. Everything on the goddamn crime scene fits like a glove. You should get shit-faced on this goddamn crime scene. Like how vivid my interior is, but could we maybe do something that doesn't involve getting drunk? I'll find a way to get drunk on the scene, I swear to God I will. It's not how vivid I want my inner life to be. I just want to get back to solving crime. I like how vivid my interior is, but maybe could we maybe do something that doesn't involve getting drunk? Regardez la retard. He wants to have fun without alcohol. That won't be fun. That'll be boring and sad. Kim, detective. He's staring at you as you clutch your necktie. I'm getting under the... Say, I'm experiencing a mild malfunction, Lieutenant. Something to do with my tie. It'll pass. Can you hold on for a moment? The lieutenant looks at you curiously. A beat passes in silence, the wind blowing, the cargo belt squeaking. Empathy, medium success. The lieutenant doesn't understand what's happening right now. You're twisting at your tie, looking sweaty even by your standards. He needs to say something. I agree. He clears his throat. Our assumptions could be wrong, but better not to have them confirmed just yet. Do you see anything else? We've been through all of it. Okay. Alright. So, it is 2.5 hours roughly. My fucking sinus is getting shot. I'm saving this and I'm calling it quits. Does anybody have any input on this? Oh, hey, by the way, I have a level up. Yo. So I get to just put that into anyone? Choice. How is my long way home? Oh yeah, no, I already like it. It's your solving crimes and you're an amnesiac with your own fucking inner thoughts and abilities like chiming in. I'm gonna think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this. But I also plan on speaking all of the dialogue because I don't want to leave any of that out with how this is set up. But that being said, oh god, my nose kind of hurt. So let's see who is. Holy shit! There's 10 people live. Let's see. Do I hear you? And I have several inputs. Yeah, what's up, Sylph? Go for it. We can talk for a bit. I'm not gonna quickly, try to kick you guys out. I want to send you away. Let's see. All right, so yep, I got it. It's gonna be very original, but Zamarican is gonna be the target for this. I have several inputs, but they're all meaningless. I mean, we're in the middle of a revolutionary time where there's not a lot of structure in this area. I mean, they even said it. There's no leading government. Money rules. And it's, different precincts kind of have to go around and do different shit to kind of help it out. So I can see a lot of vigilantism and mob justice and other things just easily being the issue. But it's way too early before I can even actually put a proper, sounds like work, put a proper thought on it. I mean, I like it. I'm gonna drive myself nuts trying to get people's voices decent, but that's probably a good thing. I need to stretch it out a bit because I've just sat around not doing a whole lot for COVID-19, and I feel like a lot of my variety in voices have very distinctly withered. No. I want to. I do actually really want to do the talking. I just know that I have limits on my own throat. because I feel the hoarseness up in the back, like the back part of my sinus. That's like the telltale sign of like I know I've been talking too much, even with water with me right next to me. But I think it's really cool that they're going to be doing full voice acting, because that opens up so much for people who yeah, of course, it opens up for people who they don't like reading, or they would rather hear the voice acting. Because from what I've heard, I mean, aside from the children were like, I mean, they're children, so they're just default annoying, I guess. But everybody had like really nice voices to listen to, and I would have liked to be able to hear more from them as well, even if it was, you know, a handful more lines of spoken dialogue, just so I can kind of like tune myself to them a little bit to try to mimic. But that's okay. But for those of you who are strangers, cause so like you Finch Down, as well as there was like a Mame Lord or something, Mame Lard, who have been hanging out. So I'm from a forum called Knockout. So that's what I'm going to send you over to. Is I'm going to send you over to somebody else from the same forum. Really chill. He's got a nice Scottish accent that will hopefully put you to sleep or help you, you know, relax a little bit. He's playing some retro games. Oh, that's roll, not raid. But yeah, I'm going to try to, since I'm going to be doing this for shorter amounts of time, I'm going to try to be more consistent on doing it during the nights, during the week. But if I find that people kind of want me to wait until more of weekend time slots, I can, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just to make it so if you want to follow this specific playthrough for whatever reason, you know, you can. But aside from that, I'm going to go do the opposite of what the stream was. Thank you very much, Sigurd. And I'm going to go not talk for a while. Have a good rest of your Sunday, everyone.
Listen to your own words. Sometimes they make sense. Sometimes it adds up. Unkid. 86. Thank you very much. Have a Disco Elysium. Welcome. How is Disco Elysium? The world's densest reading game that I will never play, as much as I think it would probably be actually like an excellent game. Dense raid. Oh man, you should totally title all your raids that. The world's most intense raid. That'd be excellent. It's good so far, I like it. Hell yeah! I have not really watched very much of the game. I do not know a whole lot about it, but I know it is meant to be very good if you are good at reading. Which I'm not. It's gonna be like reading a book. Yeah, this I know. This is what I know about the game. Ooh. Let's get these horrible tadpoles. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. No? Oh, they've got like teeth in the front of their mouth.